Hello, this is Mark. I've got my Bible here. This is the King James Version and the Amplified Version. See? KJV. And I typically go to the KJV instead of the Amplified or the NASB, which is one of my favorites, the NASB, because it's accurate. But then again, I refer to the Amplified Bible in this Bible because that's what it comes with, to clarify what is not clear in the King James. I wanted to finish up my series on wisdom, and I don't really know that if people are getting much out of it because they're not watching it. Wisdom is the ability to choose among things. The Bible says wisdom dwells together with prudence, it says in Proverbs, which is what I'm going to. And wisdom and prudence means to choose among things. Wisdom means to choose what is best, the best way or a better way, and what is better, to choose better and to choose what is better and to choose what is good in relationship to God. And not many people have wisdom. Let's go to Proverbs. And I figured I'd go to Proverbs 31 and finish out this thing on wisdom. But I could go a little bit to Proverbs 30, because that leads into Proverbs. And what this is talking about is it's talking about the right woman. It's talking about the right woman for a wise man. It's not talking about the right woman for somebody who calls himself a Christian, but the right woman for somebody who is wise and who is good. And goodness transforms itself in people's eyes, in Christians' eyes, to greater and greater goodness. It says in Proverbs 30, such the way of an adulterous woman is not a part of the original text. She eateth and wipeth her mouth, and saith, I have done no wickedness. It starts out in the beginning of Proverbs saying there's a wise woman, there's wisdom, and there's foolishness. There are two women, and only one woman is the right woman for a Christian. Such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth, and saith, I have done no wickedness. So it's talking about the adulterous woman. It's talking about the unwise woman. And it goes on, for 3 the earth is disquieted, and for 4 it cannot bear. For a servant when he reigneth is talking about raising up the Christian. Raising up the Christian and getting them ready for marriage. Which is where I am. I am in a low position in life. I don't have much money. But it says, for 3 the earth is disquieted, and for 4 it cannot bear. For a servant when he reigneth is disquieted, and it cannot bear. And a fool when he is filled with meat. So it's comparing a servant when he reigneth to a fool when he is filled with meat. It's saying the fool should not get food. The servant is also considered not to reign. An odious woman when she is married, that's a woman that's hated. And a handmaid that is heir to her mistress. This is saying that the Christian woman is hated. An odious woman when she is married, and a handmaid that is heir to her mistress. It's saying not only does the servant reigneth, but the handmaid that is heir to her mistress, that the woman is raised up too. There be four things little upon the earth, but they exceeding wise. Ants, a people not strong, yet they prepare their meat in summer. It's talking about wisdom. And so it's saying these people are preparing for this marriage. They're preparing for this, and they're building up their wisdom. The ants are a people not strong, yet they prepare their meat in summer. It says exceeding wise. The conies, which is the rock badgers, or the badgers, are a feeble folk, yet make they their houses in the rocks. It's saying they have strength because, or their strength is their house. The locusts have no king, yet go they forth, all of them by bands. It's saying they work together, people working together. The conies, or the rock badgers, have their strength in where they live, by other people. The locusts are strong because they go forth by bands. A spider, and it says a lizard, taketh hold with her hands, and in king's palaces. And it's talking about sexuality. King's palaces is representative of the woman's insides, sexually the woman's insides. The locusts have no. Okay, what is it? It's supposed to be the lizard, which represents sexuality, represents Scorpio. Taketh hold with her hands, and in king's palaces there be three which go well, yea, four are comely in going. A lion, it's talking about the strength being given to the Christian. A lion, strongest among beasts, preparing for marriage. Strongest among beasts, and turneth not away for any. The war horse, a he-goat also. Lion is in the zodiac. Horse is in the zodiac, that's Sagittarius. A he-goat, that's in the zodiac, and a king, which is in the zodiac, represented by Leo, against whom no rising up. If thou hast done foolishly in lifting up thyself, it's talking about being humble, or if thou hast thought evil, hand upon thy mouth. Surely the churning of milk bringeth forth butter, and the wringing of the nose bringeth forth blood. So the forcing of wrath bringeth forth strife. And it's saying you need to not cause strife. You need to cause peace. The words of King Lemuel, this is Proverbs 31, the prophecy that his mother taught him. Lemuel means dedicated. I have that written down in the Bible here. You can see that. Lemuel means dedicated. What, my son? It's saying, what is there? What, my son, and what the son of my womb? And what the son of my vows? Give not thy strength unto women. It's talking about the foolish women. Nor thy ways to what destroyeth kings. Not for kings, O Lemuel. And it's saying, which is dedicated, which means dedicated again. They didn't translate that. Not for kings to drink wine, nor for princes strong drink. It's saying don't get involved with women, lest they drink and forget the law. Now, so what does this have to do with it? The law has to do with what is wise. And forget the law and pervert the judgment of any of the afflicted. And it's talking about the type of wise person that does not pervert the judgment of the afflicted. That does what is right. Give strong drink unto him that is ready to perish. This is what his mother taught him. and wine unto those that be of heavy hearts. It's saying, give the woman to the one who is ready to, it says, perish, and heavy-hearted. Let him drink and forget his poverty, and remember his misery no more. Open thy mouth for the dumb, in the cause of all such as are appointed to destruction. Open thy mouth, judge righteously. It's still talking about getting married to the right woman. It's talking about the foolish, and remember, it starts out talking about, Proverbs starts out talking about the foolish and the wise women. The foolish and the wise woman. Open thy mouth, judge righteously, and plead the cause of the poor and needy. Who can find a virtuous woman? As like I said, for her price is far above rubies. Rubies represent Leo, which represents gold. Gold and rubies go under Leo. The heart of her husband doth trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She seeketh wool and flax, and worketh willingly with her hands. She is like the merchant ships. Wool has to do with Aries. Which represents the man, because Aries is a masculine sign. She is like the merchant ships. That has to do with Pisces. She bringeth, because that has to do with the sea. She bringeth her food from afar. She riseth also while yet night, and giveth meat to her household, and a portion to her maidens. Giveth meat to her household, referring to her husband, and giving a portion to her maidens. Does she have children, or does she have servants? It's talking about giving. It's talking about giving food to her and her husband sexually. She considereth a field and buyeth it. That's Virgo. With the fruit of her hands she planteth a vineyard. That's Pisces. She girdeth her loins with strength. Virgo represents wisdom. She girdeth her loins with strength, and strengtheneth her arms. She perceiveth that her merchandise good. Her candle goeth not out by night. Why does her candle goeth not out by night? Because she's having sex. You do two things at night. You have sex or you sleep. Typically. And it goes on. She layeth her hands to the spindle. That represents the penis, and her hands hold the distaff. The distaff is where the thread goes through in order to channel it to the spindle. The spindle has thread wrapped around it, and the distaff has the thread go through it. I've looked this stuff up. And the spindle represents the penis because it's shaped like a penis. The distaff has a hole in it, like a woman has a vagina. She stretcheth out her hand to the poor, yea, she reacheth forth her hands to the needy. Now, what is it talking about now? Not only does she help the poor and the needy, but she also gives her love to her husband, is what it's talking about. She stretches forth her hand to the poor, yea, she reaches forth her hands to the needy. It's talking about sexually. She is not afraid of the snow for her household, for all her household clothed with scarlet. Clothed means covers it. The vagina covers the penis. And scarlet, that refers to the color of the vagina when it is distended with blood. She maketh herself coverings of tapestries, her clothing silk and purple. Her husband is known in the gates. The gates refer to the vagina. When she sitteth among the elders of the land, she maketh fine linen and selleth it, and giveth girdles unto the merchant. Strength and honor her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come. She openeth her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue the law of kindness. She looketh well to the ways of her household, and eateth not the bread of idleness. Her children arise up and call her blessed, her husband, and he praiseth her. Many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excelleth them all. Favor deceitful, and beauty vain. Another translation says charm is deceitful, beauty vain. But a woman that feareth I am, she shall be praised. Give her the fruit of her hands, and let her own works praise her in the gates. And that's the end of Proverbs. I don't think people are particularly interested in this. It's too bad. Goodbye.